first of all, it's an important time of year for us, for the primeurs every year. We're always delighted to have people come to us. We can really put our best foot forward and show them our new vintage in a controlled atmosphere. But this year in particular, we're also celebrating this week. In fact, on the 10th of April, we were celebrating the 350th anniversary of the first mention of Château Haut-Brion in the Diaries of Samuel PEPYS. We have an earlier mention, but not a description of the wine. We have an earlier mention in the cellar book of King Charles II, where we have the line of Haut-Brionneau that he brought over in 1660 when he returned from France after his time in exile at the court of his first cousin, King Louis XIV. So we've just announced a new prize also that we're going to be giving for anyone who can find an older description of Haut-Brion pre-1660, and there will be some significant prize given for that, including some 1989 Château Haut-Brion, one of our best vintages ever. And so we hope to find older mentions of this wine, but this week is a big celebration for us of that anniversary. Back to the 2012 vintage. Exciting for us to show people these wines. We talked about, obviously, Haut-Brion, we talked about La Mission and Château Quintus, our new baby. For Quintus, it's particularly exciting because we obviously are just in our second vintage, and our winemakers are really getting a hand on the estate, and you can see that reflected in the wines, whether it's the Dragon de Quintus or in Quintus itself, and you can really see the style shining through of this particular vineyard. Different from our Mission and Haut-Brion, which have more tannic structures present. This is all about softness, elegance, obviously a significant percentage of Merlot in the wine, but a beautiful, pure wine that I'm very proud of. And Haut-Brion, I think, is a particular success this year. I mean, we have one of the things that sets us apart here at La Mission and Haut-Brion is that we have these three grape varietals that are present in our soils. Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Cabernet Franc. We have about, in the vineyards, about equal amounts of Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon. But this year was really a year in 2012 where the precocious, the early vineyards were fortunate to have perfect weather during the harvest. And the Merlots obviously were all brought in perfect conditions. So we have a predominance of Merlot in our first wines, which assures the quality of this particular vintage. And I think also for our white wines, we're very excited about the quality of the whites. The growing conditions and the harvesting conditions were perfect. And I think that shows in the white wines because we just have this homogeneous quality from the second white wine, La Clarté de Haut-Brion. We have, I think, one of the best, if not the best, second white wine that we've ever produced. And obviously the Haut-Brion Blanc and the La Mission Haut-Brion Blanc are exceptional. But even in this vintage, we just tasted the 2012 Clarendelle Whites yesterday. I think it's the best Clarendelle 2012 white wine, the best Clarendelle White that we produced over the last 10 vintages that we're producing Clarendelle. So yeah, I'm excited about that also. As I said, we're going to be announcing this prize for whomever finds the earliest mention or earlier mention of Château Haut-Brion in some historic books. We can start looking at maybe in Versailles or other libraries around the world. And we'll be announcing this prize in end of June, July 2014. Now we know that the eyes of Brazil are going to be elsewhere in the world because it's going to be the World Cup, and everyone's going to be in Brazil at that time, myself included, I might say. I'll be at the finals with my family, so I'm very excited about that in Rio. But at the same time we're going to be announcing the prize for the winner of whomever's found an earlier mention of Château Haut-Brion.